Hi everyone. The last tournament that I played was in December 2019 before COVID struck. It was December 20 to 24. It was an open tournament and it happened in Bangalore in Mamfo Bell Hotel. This is taken from the venue. So the good thing about tournaments in Bangalore is when you play there, you get to, I get to come back home every night. And tournaments happen, rated tournaments happen in Bangalore like 4 5 times a year. So whenever there is one, I don't miss the opportunity to go play. So this was just 10 kilometers around from my place. So I would go there in the morning, early morning, and come back uh, night sometime. So every day there were 2 rounds, total 10 rounds in the tournament. It was not a category tournament. Anybody could participate of any level. So there were no GM, there were IMs and very high rated players also. My rating was around 1-4 something at that point. So I'll take you through the important moments of the tournament and then the final round game, which is very beautiful and that got me the prize of 15,000. So between rounds, I said there are 2 rounds. There were 2 rounds in the tournament. So between rounds, I spend my time doing this, reading Mind Master. So it was a good ambience in the tournament hall and around. It was a good hotel, the venue. Now, the first round of the tournament, I'll take you to moon number 8. So I was black. I was facing an unrated player. So here you can see that things start to heat up here. Opening is over. I played 94. So the opening is Dutch, and in Dutch we play 94. And my opponent was not experienced, so he just fell for the idea. And after I got this, bishop takes, queen takes, d5. The position is great, and he allowed my e pawn to advance forward. I got out my pieces and developed everything, defending. And here he blundered with queen b3, giving me a pawn. From here, it was not difficult to convert. He just went back. I fixed my knight there and kept advancing my pieces. He gave me another pawn. I exchanged of the bishops, and the finish is a little bit what do you say, strong. Let's say queen takes, and now e2, rook d1. Can you find the finish? Queen e3. You can see it here. So queen e3, king g2, queen takes, queen e3 check. So there's no hurry. And then rook f2. Now queen f3 check mate on g2 afterwards is a threat. So he played a queen back, check. So I moved my king. Rook g1, stopping uh, some things, but doesn't stop the main. So queen f3, rook g2, and queen takes g2. So it was a easy start to the tournament. He gave a 10. Some tough resistance at the beginning, but he gave it. Second round, I was facing a rated player. Let me show you his rating. He was 2027. So my first game against a very strong opponent. And needless to say, I lost in 15 moves. My rating was 1433 at the time. So let me take you through to the key moment of the game. This was a position. I was white. I just played bishop f4. You can see that I have some advantage on the development front because he still not developed his bishop and rook, and the knight's blocking the bishop. So here he played knight b6. Here I thought I was in time to cause some problems. I played bishop c7. Like I'm thinking I've put him under some pressure. Uh, but then the thing is, he is just in time to develop everything. He just plays rook c8. And now I have to exchange of things. And then this position is actually lost for me. Because I can save my bishop, of course, I can move my bishop, but then bishop takes, pawn takes, and rook takes. And his pieces come in, I lose a pawn, I'll probably lose a second pawn, and I actually resigned here because I didn't want to fight and still lose. There was no point in fighting. Like I can show you what would happen. Let's say bishop e2, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes. Let's say I go queen b2. He'll bring his rook in. It's a great position for black, right? I can go rook c1, but even then I lose the a2 pawn. That's why I resigned him. So after every day there were 2 rounds. So first day was over. I was in one out of two. Second day, third round. This time I was facing Baumik. He was rated 1167. I was black. So let me take you through the main moments of the game. This was a key moment in the opening because he's just played c3, and you would know that here I usually play the martial attack, which is d5. Takes. It's a sacrifice. It's giving up a pawn on e5. But the point is, black even takes time to play c6 to defend the knight. The point is now bishop d6 comes, and when rook goes back, queen h4 comes. But he went bishop g5. So this I hadn't seen before. So it was a little bit tricky because the most tempting move here is f6. I almost fell into the trap. If I play f6, I'm lost. Can you find out why? What would happen if I play f6? It looks like I'm winning a piece, but then after f6, if I go f6, he'll go rook d5. And if I go pawn takes rook, he goes bishop takes. And I'm basically down an exchange. I can go takes, moves, takes, and takes. I'm down an exchange. This is lost. So that is why it was a very important moment. I did not think much initially, but then I saw the trap, so the problem. So I didn't play f6. I played the right move, queen c7. Basically, even this way, I'm getting the pawn. Rook moves and bishop h2. Now the game went on. He brought his rook to h4. I brought my bishop back, and after a few moves, let me take you to move number 32. So I got this position where I'm basically I have two pieces for his rook, which is winning. Can you find the tactic here to win for black? It's a very beautiful tactic. I can tell you that. Black to play and win. The key thing is this discovery possibility, discovered attack possibility. But the king is on a dark square, and there's no check to give. If this rook was not there, bishop h2 check would pick up his queen. Now you would have got the idea. Black plays, I played, rook takes, forcing the king to move to h1, which would give me a rook, or he has to take, and then comes bishop h2, and I get his queen. From here, it was not difficult to convert. It's a piece up, a queen and a bishop against two rooks. Now, this was round number 3. In round 4, I was facing, it was a tough game actually. I was facing 1205 rated Ojasvi. I was white. Let me take you to 3 key moments of, wait, the main key moment of the game, which was here. Can you find the correct move for white? You can see that it was actually not a tough game. I'm wrong. It was not a tough game. It was an easy game because his king is still in the center. He has given me good space in the center. He is behind in king safety. He cannot castle anytime soon. He cannot actually castle this side. And here there's a rook in between. So he's in trouble. Can you find the way for me to finish the game or get a good advantage? If I play queen h5, he'll go g6. If I play bishop takes, he'll go knight takes. So it doesn't work. So what is the correct move? Yeah, bishop takes knight. Of course, I don't want to exchange pieces for no reason, but there is a reason here. Queen h5. Now there's no knight to defend g6. If he goes g6, of course, I play bishop takes pawn and pawn takes queen takes rook is game over. So queen h5, he goes king d8. I play rook d1 and king c8, and I go queen f7, and it's a comfortable position. He actually played bishop c5. I took the pawn. He took the pawn. It was a blunder. It's a mate in one. Can you find it? Yeah, queen takes knight, checkmate. So after 4 rounds, I was on 3 out of 4, which is not a bad score. Now came the third day, round 5. I was facing my first 1600 plus opponent, Trinath Virodi 1647. So basically, as a 1400, 1500 rated player, it's these kind of games, like it's these games against 1600, 700 opponents that I need to, do well in, because those games will get you the points that you need to go up. So in this game, this was a very important game for me. This is the point where my tournament could go up or down. 3 out of 4 is good, but it could also go wrong from here. So I'll show you the main moment of the game. That was move number 33. I was black in this game. I'm actually proud of the way I played here from this moment. So here, as you can see, I've got some advantage because of my pawns in the center. Right, material is almost equal. It's equal. Yeah, I'm down 1 pawn, but my pawns in the center give me the advantage. Can you find a good way to continue for black? It's actually a winning idea. Can you find it? Knight f4 is obvious. After king h2 though, then comes the beauty in the position. You can see that this queen is almost trapped. But then if I go h6, he'll go queen h4, and if I go g5, he'll go queen takes h6. So where is the win? So I looked at that initially, and then I kept looking at it a little bit more to see if anything else is possible, and I found it. So pawn h6, queen h4, g5, queen takes, rook h7. The whole point. Now the queen has no good squares except, I mean, there are no good squares on the sixth rank, and the queen has to take the g5 pawn. Now rook h3 check, king moves, knight e2 check. This was the key point. All this had to be calculated beforehand, not just on the spot. This knight e2 check was very important. Only after I found knight e2, I played this initial move. Because knight cannot take it. That's the whole point. Knight takes knight, queen h2 is mate. If they play knight takes knight, of course this is mate. So he cannot take it. And after king g2, knight takes knight is enough, right? I played rook takes knight. It's even more stronger because it's mate. Now pawn takes, queen takes, and queen h3 mate. King h2, he didn't take it, but that doesn't do anything. Actually, after playing king h2, he resigned because rook g4 just finishes the game. Pawn f4 doesn't do anything, does it? Or is there a mate? Is there any mate here? No, rook takes is enough, I guess. Pawn f4 doesn't do anything because his pawn takes pawn and passing. And that was round 5. This was a very crucial victory for me because I got my confidence after this win against a high rated opponent. Now came round 6 against a 1-8-1-3 opponent, Ashwath S. I'll take you to the key moment. So, move number 39. I was black, I was white. So, now let me take you there. Sorry. And here, I got this position. I was white, right? Yeah. I was white. I got this position where material is equal. I had some advantage actually throughout the game till here. And here I had a good move to find. I did not find it. I had to play pawn f6. That's the only way to keep the advantage. Pawn f6, bishop takes, and rook d5. And when the knight moves, the pawn starts pushing. I played bishop takes, rook takes, thinking after pawn takes, I can play c4 and I'll get two connected pass pawns, I'll win. But then he can play bishop takes. That's what I missed. And I pushed, but from here there is no way to win because you can see the bishops are opposite colors, and such endgames are mostly drawish. I tried a bit. I mean, I tried a lot, but there was no way. There's no hurry. I mean, can just move my pieces around. But the problem is the pawn cannot advance. The bishop is not helping. Even though I maneuvered around a little bit, it did not help. I simply cannot push the pawn. If I can get to b7, even that might not be enough, but I cannot even push it forward. So after a few moves, we just agreed to a draw. Like I got my king there, but still I cannot push. That is a problem. Now bishop back, pawn forward, bishop back, bishop there, king c6, rook c8. I have to come back. And then he went back. He didn't even exchange. I think he could have exchanged actually, no? But maybe not. Maybe if he exchanges, my king will be in time to help the pawn. Just went back. And again, if I put my rook behind, will that be enough? We actually agreed to a draw here. If I put my rook behind, he'll go, yeah, he'll just go bishop c7, right? Or rook d6. So there's no way to continue. If you check this with the engine, it will tell you it's equal, I think. Oh, there's some advantage for me. I should have placed that. What should I have played? Rook b4 was the best way to continue. It gives 1 point and one. I could have tried actually. Why didn't I try? Maybe time issue. I'm not sure. I just took the draw here, and After third day, after 6 rounds, I was on I was on 4.5 out of 6, which is actually a very good score, right? 4.5 out of 6. Now came the fourth day, and on the fourth day, I was facing Pranav Vijay 1689, and I was black. I'll take this was a very long game. I'll take you through the key moments. There were three key moments in the game. First one happened in move number 24. This was move number 23, and here he just played. I mean, I just played Queen F7. He played Rook E2. I played Bishop H4. Yeah. So there was a tactic he missed here. Bishop H4. You can see I've got the F file, and he has one pass pawn. I'm actually pawn down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I'm down 2 pawns, but I have a piece extra. Yeah, it's a piece versus 2 pawns. Should be fairly equal, but here I have found the stack Bishop H4. So if he takes, I play pawn Rook F4. He played E6. I played Queen F6. He took. Now I could have gone this way, but I wasn't sure about the endgame. So I just took on H4. I thought this was better than going the other way. Rook H1, Queen came back. So if I take you through a few more moves, Bishop back, Knight E7. This was the second key moment. Bishop H4. Looks like I'm losing a piece, haven't I? Then I can just play Queen G6. Can you find out why I could play Queen G6? He can just take the knight, right? But if he takes a knight, I have a tactic. I can make a draw here if he takes a knight. That was the point. If he takes it, I go Rook F2. And he cannot take it, of course, because Queen takes Queen. So he has to go back. And I can just repeat. We check. Comes up, again check. If he comes here, though, what do I do? That I'm not sure. I didn't calculate this much, but I think this will be bad for him. Something like Rook F4 should be enough, I think. Oh, wait, my queen's hanging. So where is the draw exactly? Let's just check with the engine what the engine says. Yeah, this is winning for me, but Bishop E7, Rook F2, King G1, Rook F1, King G2. I have to play this rook here, but how does that change anything? Yeah. I play rook here and then I get a rook, right? I play King G3. Yeah, he has to go King G3 because if he goes, he has to go King G3 and then I play Rook F3 check. He cannot come to H4. Yeah, that's the point. I should give the check with the below rook, the 8 rook, not the 1 rook. The point is if he goes to King H4, then I exchange queens and I'm a rook up. Takes rook. Okay, exchange and then take the rook. So he has to go King G2. After Rook F3, he has to go King G2 and then I can just repeat, make a 2. So that is why after Bishop H4, I played Queen G6. So he didn't take, he played Rook E1 and the game went on. I'll take you a few moves forward to the third key moment, the final key moment. That was here. We reached a position like this. I have an extra rook and he has got 3 pass pawns. It's a little bit scary, but it's very much manageable. It's all about the king. So I brought my king up. And here I could have played King E5 actually. King E5 and I'll get the D5 pawn, right? I saw it now, but at that time I just saw a better way to win. I just played knight takes. Giving up the piece but simplifying the position and getting the C pawn also probably. King moves, bishop back, king moves, and then give a check, took the pawn. The king is stopping the C pawn, so no worries. I'm basically playing with an extra rook, so it's all good. Now the other pawn also falls. You can see how bishop comes here. Of course, I cannot take it because he's queen, but I can play this rook there after bishop moves. Here I was threatening king takes bishop, so he had to move it. Now I can just play this check and pick up the pawn. From here it was not difficult. I just had to play calmly, start pushing the H pawn, A pawn, with the help of the king, of course. Rook moves, slowly getting the king up, pushing the pawn forward. Of course, you have to know the rook end game, like rook checkmate. And then he had to give up his bishop, and then I did the rook checkmate. Getting the king up, Looking up, then mate. So this was round 7. So I was on 500 out of 7. This was the fourth day. The second round of the fourth day, eighth round, I was black. I was black. I was facing a 1785 player. The key moment, there was one key moment in the game, and that was here. He actually played a very good end game. Like we went to the end game very early, and then he played a very good end game. He played against my two disconnected pawns, which became a target. And here I made the mistake of going asking for an exchange, which he happily took, and then knight a4. My pawn is gone. I got bishop d1, but there's a beautiful pattern here. You should see this. I got the c2 pawn, but the thing is, look at these pawns and this knight. King e2, and my bishop is trapped. It was a beautiful pattern that he found. A great tactic. Now my bishop cannot move anywhere. I can go bishop e1, but that's it. The king will just need 3 moves to pick it up. Knight cannot be attacked, so the knight is stopping bishop from taking any of the 2 pawns. So it's a bishop trap. A very weird setup which traps the bishop. So I thought I would get back the pawn, but no, I don't get back the pawn. It's not an equal position. It's a lost position. I played bishop takes, and then he won the game in a few minutes. And then came the last day. So I was basically on 500 out of 8. Round 9. And here I was facing a 1-6-1-6 player. I'll take you to the key moment, which happened very early in the game. It was here. So this was a very tense game actually. Let me show. I remember this like it was yesterday. And the tactic that he found. Like you can see, I got the chance. Like I got a good position out to the opening. I played queen e7, and queen takes, rook takes. You can see my rooks are good, but he's got the 2 bishops. So the double bishop advantage is there for black. But my rook is already on the 7th rank. He played knight e6, and I jumped on the opportunity to play rook d7. All looks good, right? But the thing is, there is a strange tactic for black in this position that wins. He didn't see it initially. He thought for a lot of time. I think he was about to play rooks here, and then he found it. He found the move. I had no clue. Only after he played it, I saw the tactic. My rooks are good, but they're also not so comfy. They don't have much space, especially this guy. Bishop d8. And I simply lose the exchange. I don't have any move. Like I can play bishop d. I just played bishop d6, takes, and the game went on. He won the game. So my tournament went from good to okay to a little worse. I was on 5.5 out of 9, right? 5.5. So first day I had a win. Second day 2 wins, so 3 out of 4. Then 4.5 out of 6. Then 5.5 out of 7. 5.5 out of 8. 5.5 out of 9. So the next round, because I played tough opponents, high-rated opponents on the top boards, my butch was good. Right, my butch was good, and the last round was very crucial. This was a very important round. For me to get any prize, I had to win this. So I'll take you through this game from the beginning. This was a beautiful game. I know it's my game, so it's a little what do you say? It's a bit of bragging if I say it's really beautiful, but it is. There's no way around it. So I was white. Sorry, I was white. No need of analysis. Okay, e4. He played c5. Knight out. Pawn forward. Bishop d3. Pawn forward. c3. So this is my favorite system against Sicilian. Castles. Bishop e7. h3. Castles. d4. e5. d5. Knight back. Knight h2. So I'm preparing f4. I want to play f4. Knight back. He was also preparing f5. I went f4. Took. Knight d7. So this square is available for him now. Knight d2. Bishop g5. He smartly exchanges the bishops off, because then my control over the e5 square is very weak. He can park his pieces there. That's very good play. Queen h5, takes. Knight f6, queen goes back, and knight e5. One piece comes to e5, rook f1, queen e7, knight c4. I try to exchange one piece, but then the other knight come to e5. knight g4, knight e5. He just comes to e5. Now the queen comes to e5. You might wonder what is so great about the e5 square. The thing is, e5 square is a center square, and if a piece occupies there, it can control a lot of squares, and it cannot be challenged. Like I cannot challenge this queen. I don't have queen d4. I don't have rook f5. So the queen will stay there and cause problems. Queen b5. I don't remember why I played this move. The reason could be that I'm stopping him from developing his bishop. He played f6. So he's preparing rook f7 and then developing the bishop. So I saw that I just came back. Bishop d7, queen f3, pawn b5. Now comes the moment. The moment where I decided if I need to win this, I need to do something because there's nothing happening on the f file. My bishop is stuck behind pawns. He is going to gain space on the queen side. His rooks are going to come there. And if I sit simply, I'll be toast. I played h4, pawn b4, g4, pawn h6, rook f2, pawn takes, pawn takes. Queen is defending, so no problem. So I am playing on the king side. My plan is on the king side. Rook e8, g5. Of course, he cannot take with the f pawn because rook takes, queen takes. He lose a rook and the game. He takes. I took. So it's a pawn sacrifice. Queen g5. So I have sacrificed a g pawn just to get my rook in the game. Now I get the beautiful g file. Queen has to go back. Now how do I continue though? I played rook h4. The main moment is about to come up. It's a very important moment. Rook e7. He is bringing space to defend the key squares. Now, if only I could get my queen to h3, it would be great. But the bishop is stopping it. So here I decided, after thinking a lot, to play the move. And the move was, can you find out what I played? Bishop a4. Giving up a piece. He takes it just to get queen h3. So I was calculating all this. I calculated if he goes king f7 now, what would happen? So he had also calculated all this. Like when I played bishop f4, he calculated this like for a minute or two, and then he took. Like the calculation is bishop takes, queen h3, king f7. What do I have? His king escapes on down a piece, right? But there was one move he missed. That is why I played this sack. Bishop takes, queen h3, bishop went back. He went back with the bishop. This was actually a mistake, I think. Yeah, this was a very big mistake. He had to go king f7 right now. Now I play rook h8. He thought he can go king f7 now, but then comes the strike, the final strike, the move that he had missed when he played bishop d7 instead of king f7. One move back. Can you find out how to finish the game? It's a nice move. The king is about to escape, and once he goes there, I don't think there's a way to continue. But then we tell the king, please come back. Rook sacrifice. A bishop sack followed by a rook sack. And the thing is, he cannot take. If he takes, it's mate. Can you find out the mate? Queen h6, king f7, and queen f8 is. It won't be mate. Rook f8 is mate. Yeah, rook f8 is mate. So he cannot take, but he can still go to e8, no? So now can you find the finish? This is easier to find. Just rook takes, rook, king takes, and he resigned actually. King takes and queen h8 checkmate. So this position needs analysis. Like I'll show you what actually he should have done. My sack was actually not sound. I'm not claiming it was a sound sacrifice, as most of my sacks were. Here, when I played bishop f4, he could have gone bishop c8 also. It was one option, declining the sack because he was anyway pawn up. But yeah, after taking, after I played queen h3, here he had to play king f7. But then even here, I have the draw, like rook g7, king takes. Now I can just repeat, right? Rook h7, king g8. How do I repeat that? Rook h8. Queen h. No. How do I repeat? Yeah, rook h7. But then king e8. How was this? This is what I saw. Yeah, I remember calculating this. I remember that. I remember this. Yeah, if he goes to e8, there's queen c8 checkmate. That was why I played bishop f4. So bishop f4 was actually sound. Bishop f4 was sound because I saw all this. Like he cannot go to e8 because of queen c8 mate. That's why bishop a4 was played. Now I remember perfectly. So after bishop a4, The engine took some time to find it out that bishop takes a4 is actually just a draw because he cannot go to e8. He has to stay there. He would have gone to e8 and I would have made it up. So king f7 doesn't save him. I played queen h3. King f7 doesn't save him. He had to. He just went back. Now it's game over, right? So it was a wonderful sack. I should have been more proud of myself instead of doubting. So bishop f4 was a sound sack, and there is no way for black to refute it. He could have taken a draw. I'll just show you one more time how the draw could have happened. Queen h3, if he goes king f7, and after rook g7, king takes, rook check, king there. He can go to f7, but after rook f7 he cannot go back. He has to stay here, which means I get to do a perpetual check here, make it draw. Draw would also have been a good result. I would have been 6 out of 10, which would get me a prize, but not a prize this good. Prize I got after doing this was some main prize, and I got 15,000. This was a finish. So this was the last tournament I played before lockdown. I can't wait for tournaments to start again. It's been a year, but this was a good memory because it was right here in Bangalore. It was during the Christmas time, and I got a prize. So good tournament and some good games. Some of the games I'm really happy to have played, like the Queen Trap uh, in the earlier round and this game and everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a few things from this video. And let's hope tournaments come back soon. Let's hope COVID goes away.